Hello and welcome to another edition of An English Guy Watching Wrestling. I'm the English Guy, I'm Nick. Thank you so much for clicking on another video, do appreciate it. In this one, we're going to be covering the 1st of July 2021 edition of Impact Wrestling. With that being said, jump right into it. The opening matchup was a tag team match between Jake Something and Kojima versus Brian Myers and Sam Beal. Now, this was originally supposed to be a singles match between Eddie Edwards and Kojima, after Kojima and Eddie Edwards were unsuccessful to try and capture the Impact World Tag Team titles at the recent pay-per-view, and Kojima is returning to Japan very, very soon. So Eddie Edwards, of course, a long time um, admirer of Kojima, a man who's kind of been under his wing as a study when he wrestled in Japan, wanted a match with Kojima before he left. Kojima said, lovely, love to do it. Unfortunately, before the matchup, Eddie Edwards was jumped by Morrissey, which led to Brian Myers coming out along with Sam Beal to a bit of an unusual situation to obviously say to Kojima, I'll wrestle you, but then of course it was Sam Beal. Then out came Jake Something to back up Kojima, which led to a tag match. And to be fair to you, this was actually a fun tag match. I enjoyed it, and one completely out of the blue and completely out of nowhere, but a fun tag match all the same. And you know what? I do give credit where it's due. Kojima and Jake Something worked very well as a tag team. I mean, Kojima is a long time, veteran of New Japan Pro Wrestling, long time legend, and has held the tag team titles many times in his career in New Japan. So of course, him tagging with different people is no problem. He's tagged with Eddie Edwards, of course, tagging with Jake Something, and it just worked. No other way to say it. And to see the growing relationship between Sam Beal and Mike Myers has been quite entertaining, to be honest, because obviously they've been of a student mentor thing with Brian Myers kind of leading Sam Beal. And it's been funny, to be honest. I've enjoyed it. But this was a good, fun opening tag match, and it's unfortunate that Kojima is leaving Impact Wrestling because he's fitting in very well there, to be fair. Obviously, he's got to go back to Japan, which does suck, but definitely not faulting everything he's done for Impact Wrestling since he's been there, and he's a legend. And I've always liked Kojima, so definitely great to see him. But a good tag match to see off Kojima's time in Impact Wrestling, and hopefully he'll be back soon. We'll find out. But with that being said, good, fun opening tag match. Enjoyed it. This matchup was Tenille Dashwood versus Rachel Erin, and of course I don't know what to quite call it between Erin and Tenille Dashwood. Friendship in a bizarre roundabout way, because obviously Rachel Erin and Tenille Dashwood have had kind of camaraderie in a weird but strange but also funny way. As I said, it's a bit hard to describe, but it's been entertaining. But of course, since Tenille, has kind of turned her back and that kind of thing, that led to this matchup. And you know what? This was a fun knockouts match. My apologies. I enjoyed it, and I think Rachel Erin winning was the right call here, to be fair. And even though Tenille Dashwood did look good in this matchup, this was Rachel Erin's night, and obviously the animosity I think between her and Tenille is going to pick, so it's going to continue. So, actually got that wrong. So my apology. A feud between Erin and Dashwood may continue, but obviously now that Jordan Grace is back on the same page with Erin after the match, I don't know where it's going to go from here. It's going to be interesting to watch. But that being said, this was a fun knockouts match, so I'm done. Next matchup was TJP and Fowler Bar versus Willie Mack and Rich Swann. And this is a bit of an unusual matchup because this kind of face-off, shall we say, between the two teams happened in Swingers Palace. And obviously both teams are now want to vie for the Impact World Tag Team titles. And Fowler Bar and TJP have been long time tag team partners elsewhere, and of course in Impact Wrestling, against Willie Mack and Rich Swann, very close friends. Obviously a great tag team too. And this was actually a fun tag team matchup. And it's a shame there was no real definitive winner because Violent by Design came down and attacked both teams, which led to the match being thrown out. But for what I saw from these four men straight, it was a fun, good tag match. And all four men involved, I'm not surprised because of the great talent that each one of them has. And I thought this could have got, it's a shame we didn't get a winner on this one. So I think by proxy, maybe we'll get a triple threat tag team match for the titles in the future. Who knows? Because Bound for Glory is, Slammiversary. My apologies. The next big pay-per-view is right around the corner. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. My apologies, no, it's Slammiversary. Anyway, so it's just around the corner. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens next. I think next week's episode of Impact is going to shed some more light on it. Right, see that. But well, it was enjoyed it. Thought it was until one of my designs turned up. So there you go. And this matchup was Chris Bay versus PT Williams, and yet another shining example of why the X Division is just so good in Impact Wrestling, and it's been the backbone of Impact Wrestling pretty much since the start. Even though in the past there's been some very good heavyweight matches and the tag team matches, of course, the X Division is what kind of got it going at the very, very start of their inclination. And again, it showed it here. This was a great match between these two men, and I'm probably going to give it my match of the night, but not by much because of the main event. But we'll get to that later. But no, Chris Bay and Peter Williams just clicked so well, and two very unique styles of what they do. Peter Williams, long time X Division, veteran, long time veteran, knows pretty much everything there is to know about X Division. And in Chris Bay, the newer comer, shall we say, in Impact Wrestling, even though he has been in Impact before for a little while. This was kind of the old school versus the new school. But it's not to say that Peter Williams can't still hang with the best of them, because he certainly can. But so can Chris Bay. And I think Chris Bay winning here was the right call, because obviously very, very soon there's going to be an Ultimate X match, which both men are part of for the X Division title. So, to have these singles matches between the competitors in the match has been great. And it just shows what X Division is all about. Of course, it's going to be a lot different when the Ultimate X match comes in, because it's such a unique matchup. But this was also a very good matchup, and I think that these two men just clicked so well against each other, and knowing the talent these two have, not surprising in any way, shape, or form. I really did enjoy it, and hopefully wouldn't mind seeing these two go out again, because I enjoyed this one. Chris winning was the right call, though. I think he's had a bit of an unusual situation going on in Impact Wrestling as of late, because obviously you've got certain aspects of the X Division matchup and competitors being on whose side you're going to be in the X Division match. There's going to be people helping each other out, because obviously that's the whole point. It's to climb up the strut on the outside to support, get along the rope and grab that title. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens next week. I think there's going to be more to tell in this story, shall I say. But definite thumbs up to both men for this match. Good stuff. We enjoyed it. This matchup was Manny Smith versus Steve McLean, making his second ever match in Impact. And since coming to Impact, he's been dominant. No other way to say it, Steve McLean. He's good too. He's got a good hard smash match style, hard hitting style. And this was basically a squash match in all seriousness. And he did hit his unique inverted DDT to win the match again. So there you go. Thumbs up. Before this, the main event, and honestly, my match tonight, because of unique elements, and we'll get to it in a minute. 6-man tag match. It was Chris Sabin, Moose and Sami Callihan versus the Good Brothers and Kenny Omega. And yes, you did just hear me say Pete Williams, Chris Sabin, Moose and Sami Callihan, because obviously there's a lot of things going on in that part. Moose has got a match with Chris Sabin at Slammiversary. Sami Callihan has a shot at the AEW World title at Slammiversary. Him and Moose don't get along. The other one that really, Tommy Dreamer picked this team. And the only ones that really get along with Tommy Dreamer is Chris Sabin. So, very unique and combustible elements, but made it for a very entertaining 6-man tag match. And also a decent, good 6-man tag match main event. I enjoyed it. Obviously, with the situation, it was pretty much a given. I thought that after Moose walked out, because obviously he wasn't trusting Sami Callihan, and I don't think anybody in Impact Wrestling trusts Sami Callihan, and he left Chris Sabin and Moose to the right. So Chris Sabin and Sami Callihan to their own devices, which led to the Magic kind of being hit on Chris Sabin in the matchup for the team of the Good Brothers and Kenny Omega to get the win. But it was a good, solid, hard-hitting main event too, and the distrust between Tommy Dreamer's team was quite entertaining to see, because obviously all three of them don't get along with each other, but the other team did, which led to them winning. But it was a good, fun 6-man tag match. I enjoyed it to top off what was actually a fun and good episode of Impact. So definite thumbs up to everyone involved in that. And on that positive note, I will end the review here. So thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all next time. But until that time, take care.